Hey everyone, it's Sonia from Profiling Manipulation. Welcome back. So in this video today, we're going to be taking a look at empathy and callousness, slights, narcissism, and Laura. And this all comes under the umbrella of somebody that unfortunately I came to find out has passed away. And this particular channel holder, Rainy C, I don't know if she was a creator or not. But anyway, Laura here is, well, she started a stream. It's all called Fly High, Rainy C, You Will Be Missed. All right. So I was listening to this stream because hearing about somebody passing away in this community, it's just horrible. I wanted to know who it was and what had happened. So I was listening to the stream, and at first I kept thinking it was me, right? But then the longer I kept listening, the more I'm thinking, she really cannot be giving slights to this person that's passed away. She is not giving this person slights and digs. She cannot be. Oh, but she was. She is. So, but you know what? We're going to do a reaction because this is just fantastic. A fantastic example of narcissistic people and death. Okay? And how they react, how they behave, and how they treat the people around them that are experiencing that death or that loss. And it's quite despicable. It's disgusting. It's absolutely appalling the way she behaves in this video. And I want to break it down to you because I've experienced this kind of a situation in real life with a narcissistic individual upon losing someone. It was my grandma at the time. This is going back a long time ago now. And I think other people will be able to relate. And also it's a good lesson because some of the things that she does, when I've mentioned this conditioning process that often goes on in some of these streams, where they're being taught how to think the whole time, they become numb and desensitized to the abusive language and the aggressive behavior that's going on from the creator. They just become completely blind to it. It becomes their normal, right? So this creator has normalized their toxicity to these people, so it doesn't seem toxic anymore because they're used to it, right? But I really think this toxicity that she's displaying around this person's passing needs to be pointed out. This cannot just keep going over people's heads. The callousness involved in this and the things she says about this person. Let me just get on with it.
As know, Rainy C passed away. I don't have a lot of details. I found out this morning from another Patreon. I contacted some ex-Patreons. They don't know too much either, but they spoke to her every day. And I was hoping that they had some details, but they didn't. So I don't really know what happened other than she was sick and nobody, her close-knit friends hadn't heard from her. And they contacted her family and found out that she had passed. So it's a little shocking, especially somebody that you've been fighting with. I mean, how the bitch just told me like 2-3 weeks ago.
So, okay, already. It's a little bit shocking, someone that you've been fighting with. The bitch just trolled me 2 weeks ago, right? So there's your first slight. You could pass off and say, it's just a bit of a joke. But let's remember what kind of a situation this is. This is the first stream immediately after finding out somebody's passed. This will probably have been one of the first streams, in fact, announcing the passing of this person to a lot of the people listening. This will be the first time that they've heard it. All right? Now, Miss Insensitive is delivering sensitive information and just failing miserably.
Rainey was a big part of Patreon. And I say that because she was with me for a long time. And even though we were fighting at the end, and it's interesting too that I got a text from somebody who said to me, you might catch a lot of flack for this because, Rainey, you weren't exactly Rainey's favorite person. Anita, I'm going to get to all that. She didn't really like you. And I said, well, actually, she did for like 2.5 years. So she's like, yeah, but at the end. And, I kind of laughed because, I know that the last couple things that I said to Rainey were not wonderful and vice versa. But it's called character. And thank you, Tiffany. And just because somebody doesn't like you doesn't mean you don't like them. And that is the problem with hateful people, is that they automatically assume that you have to not like someone because they don't like you. I never met Rainey in person. I don't know Rainey in person. I don't know, I've spent many, many months on the phone with her, many years on the phone with her. And she didn't always agree with me, that's for sure. She didn't always disagree either.
She says here like many years, but then before, I'm sure she said she was a Patreon for 2 years. So I don't know if they knew each other before the Patreon or what, but it can't be 2 years and many years.
Came into Patreon, loving true crime. She went out loving drama and true crime.
It's like they tend to like try and make it seem that we're always closer or always friendlier or always whatever than anybody else. Like just throwing in the many years. Like it's not just been thrown in there by accident. You don't just keep accidentally saying things that aren't truthful, for God's sake. You don't just keep accidentally exaggerating facts or embellishing things. It doesn't happen accidentally.
I guess she kind of went grandma. I agree with that too, Tiffany. The moment someone passes away, everything fades away.
Okay, so let's remember this milestone here. So she addresses Tiffany in the chat. I don't know which Tiffany it is. And she says, yep, okay. Again.
And she didn't always agree with me, that's for sure. She didn't always disagree either. She came into Patreon loving true crime. She went out loving drama and true crime. So I guess she kind of went grandma. I agree with that too, Tiffany. The moment someone passes away, everything fades away. I cried as soon as I heard it.
The moment someone passes away, everything fades away. All right, and then I just missed something before that, actually.
And she didn't always agree with me, that's for sure. She didn't always disagree either. She came into Patreon loving true crime. She went out loving drama and true crime. So I guess she kind of went grandma. I agree with that too, Tiffany. The moment someone passes away, everything fades away. I cried as soon as I heard. I literally cried.
All right, so the moment someone passes away, everything fades away. So I'm assuming that to mean any issues you might have had between you.
And, you know, do I think she would feel the same for me? Yeah, I do. Do I think she would cry for me? Yeah, I do. But, you know, I've just always been the type of person. It doesn't matter. As soon as I heard, I literally cried. And
this bit cracks me up.
Disagree either. She came into Patreon loving true crime. She went out loving drama and true crime. So I guess she kind of went grandma. I agree with that too, Tiffany. The moment someone passes away, everything fades away. I cried as soon as I heard. I literally cried. And
I cried as soon as I heard. I literally cried, as though there's another way to cry.
You know, do I think she would feel the same for me? Yeah, I do. Do I think she would cry for me? Yeah, I do. But, you know, I've just always been the type of person. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't like me anymore. That doesn't change how I feel about them. You know, she was a big supporter of mine. She was a mod. She was a member. She was a Patreon. She was my friend. You know, yeah, we had a falling out. We went our separate ways and she trolled me and she pissed me off. But unlike the others, she wasn't blocked in my chat.
Okay, hang on.
Doesn't like me anymore. That doesn't change how I feel about them.
So it doesn't change how I feel about them just because someone doesn't like me anymore.
You know, she was a big supporter of mine. She was a mod. She was a member. She was a Patreon. She was my friend. You know, yeah, we had a falling out. We went our separate ways and she trolled me and she pissed me off. But unlike the others.
And she trolled me and she pissed me off, right? So she happily spits out all that, oh, you know, when we were friends and she was a Patreon. Then gets to the end and says, she trolled. And it's like she tries to, it's a slight. Then she trolled and she pissed me off.
She wasn't blocked on my chat. Someone doesn't like me anymore. That doesn't change how I feel about them. You know, she was a big supporter of mine. She was a mod. She was a member. She was a Patreon. She was my friend. You know, yeah, we had a falling out. We went our separate ways and she trolled me and she pissed me off. But unlike the others, she wasn't blocked in my chat. Then
but unlike the others, she wasn't blocked in my chat.
I think I did block her at the end.
But actually, I think I did block her.
You know, she was a big supporter of mine. She was a mod.
So
she was a member.
How many slights are there just there? Hang on, let's count.
She was a Patreon.
She was a Patreon of mine.
A friend. You know, yeah, we had a falling.
We only had a falling out.
We went our separate ways and she trolled me and she pissed me off. But unlike the others,
she trolled me and she pissed me off. Okay, so she's letting that slight be known, right? And this is what did Tiffany just say? When someone passes away, everything fades away, right? So why would you mention this in the initial stream when everybody's just finding out about the passing of their friend or somebody that they knew in side chats? That is a slight right there. And the slights continue.
She wasn't blocked in my chat.
So this bit as well, right? So, and she's laughing as she's saying it, well, at least she wasn't blocked in my chat. And then, oh, well, I think she was at the end. Okay, so when she's saying, oh, well, at least she wasn't blocked in my chat, right? She's differentiating as though she was somebody still kind of all right because she wasn't actually blocked, right? So she tells you that, but then she quickly follows it up with, oh, you know, actually, I think she was blocked at the end, right? So scrap that. I just kept it to one side because she did mean actually more to me than just somebody that I could just block, you know, because we've known each other for a long time, so I wouldn't have just blocked her. Actually, I did block her, okay? So that's another slight, right? Carry on.
I think I did block her at the end. But yeah, so I just wanted to end out there that I don't have to hate you just because you don't like me. That's not the way I work. That's not, and anyone that truly knows me would know that about me, that just because you don't like me doesn't mean that I don't have to like, that I automatically hate you. I don't work like that. I just don't. And I just think it's really disgusting that people who don't know a thing about me automatically assume their own shit onto me. And to the person that sent me the text told me that I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other people we were talking about. And people think that just because, they think they know me on the internet, they don't know me at all. Rainey knew me. A lot of the ex-Patreons know me. And I don't mean the first crew, I mean the second crew.
Well, if Rainey knew you, she wasn't speaking to you, okay? You'd had a falling out. So do we just overlook that part, right? Do we overlook that? I don't think we should, seeing as you can't overlook the fact that you had a falling out and she trolled you near the end. And then, oh, well, at least you didn't block her. Oh, but then again, I did block her, right? So how about you're honest here then? Okay, when you're saying what you're bloody babbering on about.
I don't know. It's something that they think they know me on the internet. They don't know me at all. Rainey knew me. A lot of the ex-Patreons know me.
Well, if she knew you, let's trust how she felt towards you in the last couple of weeks then. Okay.
I don't mean the first crew. I mean the second crew. And I don't know. It's something that I really want to get across, that you don't know me. So don't hate her.
You don't know me. I love how these creators try and gaslight everybody that none of us know anything about them. They live their lives on live streams, okay? Now, they're either telling us that they're putting on an act the whole time, that they're on here telling us that they're being authentic and here to try and raise money or raise awareness or to talk about true crime. They're either being authentic when they're in those streams, right? And they're referencing a whole load of other things that they do about their personal lives. They share about the kids. They share about what they think about politics. They share opinions on A, B, and C. So you do get to see a good amount of things from these people to be able to pin down typically how they are as people, especially if you've been watching them over months and definitely if over years, in which case a lot of us have around the community. So are these people trying to imply that when they're doing 4 and 5 hour streams, they're not really being themselves, or it is them? Because either way, you're not going to win this one, all right? You're either lying about who you're pretending to be when you come out if we don't know you, because how can we not know anything about you, the things you tell us? You tell us about your money troubles, you tell us about your financial issues, you tell us about car troubles, you tell us about job issues, you tell us about incoming and outgoing issues. You tell us about your kids and the things they want and the things they need and the things you've got to do for them and the things, all these things about all these creators, right? But then they say, people think they know me. People think they know me. Well, you're sharing 95% of your life online. And if you spend a good 90% of your life online, then it would be natural that people do get to know you, because wouldn't that be the point? Why else would you be spending that much time online around other people if it isn't to get to know them? What the hell else are you doing?
Like, you know me and you're this, and stop comparing yourself to me, and you're disgusting. And it opens me up to all of this hate on YouTube. Is it fucking worth it?
Let's just remember what the title of this stream is. Fly high, Rainey, you will be missed. Okay? And she's not going to be hateful, she says at the beginning. She can't be doing with all this hateful stuff. She makes a point, in fact, to read out Tiffany's comment. When somebody passes away, everything fades away. And then for the whole entire rest of this stream, she hasn't even paid any compliments, to be honest with you. The only thing she said nice about this lady, whomever she is that she was a friend and that she was a Patreon and that they spoke for many years over the phone. Okay, she's let us know that this person has lied to her, has trolled her, and that fell out with her just before the end. All right? How is this a tribute or a memorial stream? Or even an informative stream to those just coming to find out what's happened to their friend? How is this any of... What the hell is this? This is an excuse to be hateful under the banner of somebody's passing. Because I think what you're trying to do is act as though you're on some kind of crusade in the name of this person that's passed. For whatever reason it is you're trying to do this, I have no idea. And you're accusing everybody else of being hate-filled, when your voice sounds angry, rage and hate-filled, to be honest with you.
I mean, really? So many people have died this year. So many have died this year. And what has it taught anybody? Not a goddamn fucking thing.
See what
Sarah died.
And what has it taught anybody? Not a goddamn fucking thing.
Does it change any of them? No. Rainey dies. Midwestern Mary dies. Kit Kat dies. Who else in the community died? Has it fucking changed anybody? No. Has it made anybody a better person? No. I think it actually
Has it changed you? Has it made you a better person? Has it? Has it?
made them worse. I literally think it made people worse. This obsession over Molly is disgusting. And I am not sticking up for Molly, but if you people can't...
Here, now we're getting to the bones of this, okay? Now, this is what it is with Laura. She's a bit like an onion, okay? You have to peel her to get to where it is she's really, where it is she's really spicy about, or what she's spicy about. She doesn't just come off and say it. She always tries to come off as though it's something else, and then eventually she always gets down to the nitty-gritty. So somewhere she's pissed that Molly's getting all this attention.
See how many fucking people are obsessed with Marissa? It is sick. It's not even enjoyable anymore. We were talking about this yesterday, an ex-Patreon, Kurt. Like, really? Does it ever fucking end? You guys act, not you guys, certain people act like that Marissa killed their mother. Get the fuck over it already. Like, oh my God. And Lola Rue, I get it. I totally get it. But all of this non-stop talking about the same 5 people, enough. They're not doing it because they care about...
Laura, what is one of your favourite lines? If you don't like it, don't watch. Isn't that one of your most favourite and treasured lines? One of your most repeated lines? If you don't like it, don't watch. Why do all these people keep watching me? Stop watching me if you don't like it. Just stop watching. Well, you stop watching. If you weren't watching, you wouldn't be knowing any of this hate, according to you, is going on. You wouldn't be knowing about anything to do with Molly. If you don't like her and you don't like the people that follow her and talk about her, don't watch.
They're doing it because they're either totally insecure or they want to get views. That's it. It's not because they care about what's going on with Marissa. And I agree with you. Behavior's ridiculous. But how many fucking channels watch her? Stop watching her. You want to hurt her? Stop watching her. And enough goes on. I agree. And with all of these deaths in the community, why can't people just mind their own?
Now she's trying to bring it back to it's actually about people passing away and the sadness and grief it leaves across communities when that happens. Now she's trying to bring it back into being about this is really about death, guys, and about us changing and about us doing something different and being something better. Come on, Laura. Come on. There's no way you can pull this off. This is just a load of bullshit. And the title of your stream and the fact that you've got people in there that are upset that this person's passed away and you're turning it into such a freaking nasty stream just so that you can fucking shoot daggers at people, throw slights and think that you're going to get away with it because it's under the banner of this is in memory of Rainey, she'll be missed. Really?
Fucking business. Another person from our community passes away. Hey, Jonice, another person passes away. Can you take back anything you've said? No. Can you make it right? No. Can you have that last conversation? No. What if Molly dies? What are all you fucking people going to do for content? What if Michelle dies? What are you going to do for content? Do you guys not realize how...
What the fuck does that even mean? If Molly dies, what are you going to do for content? If Michelle dies, what are you going to do for content? What a statement. What a statement. Well, what if the world ends tomorrow, Laura? What if the world ends tomorrow? Like, how does that make any sense? What you're going to do if Molly dies or what you're going to do if Michelle dies? What are you talking about?
Ridiculous you guys sound.
Are you trying to sound like you care about what these people talk about because they could be talking about something healthier? Or are you trying to just show them how stupid they are? Because if something were to happen to Molly, they wouldn't have anything left. I don't even understand the point of this kind of comparison. What are you going to do tomorrow if Molly dies? What a thing to say.
After day after day after day going after the same mother...
This bit's hilarious.
What if Molly dies? What are all you fucking people going to do for content? What if Michelle dies? What are you going to do for content? Do you guys not realize how ridiculous you guys sound day after day after day after day going after the same motherfucking people? Think about your friends that have passed. Do you think this is what they would have wanted? Do you think this is how they wanted to be on social media?
See, when she's saying all this, she's got somebody in mind who she's directing it to, usually. She just doesn't usually say their name. But it's kind of looking like it might be Science Girl.
You guys act like your virtual world is everything. You guys look more ridiculous than Marissa, Dolly, and Betty put together. That's what you don't realize. all this tragedy pimp, get the fuck over yourself. You guys have become worse than the tragedy pimps. The tragedy pimps have all moved on with their day, and you guys are still going on every fucking day. Every day. You sound ridiculous. You're not putting a dent in anything. And half these leaders that you worship are 10 times worse than the tragedy pimps have ever fucking been. I heard somebody, literally, Tiffany, I text you about this. Literally. Yes, Diane. Rainy C. Kiss Vinny Jesus. I couldn't believe it. Do these people not realize that
I have no idea what this is about. Absolutely none.
all of these people they're worshiping is 10 times worse than any of the tragedy pimps? They just didn't make money doing it. Does anyone not see this?
What?
So at least in honor of people that have died from this community, think of them. Do something nice for them and stop.
God, who is this woman? Do something nice for them. Think of them. Who is she to tell people what to think and what they should be doing when people die? Is that what you're doing? Have you done something nice in honour of them? Have you? Have you done something nice?
Hate watching. They just didn't make money doing it. Does anyone not see this? So at least in honor of people that have died from this community, think of them. Do something nice for them and stop.
Think of them. Do something nice for them. Well, after you, why don't you show us? Why don't you lead the way on this, okay? You're always trying to tell other people they need to behave better, but you never lead the way by example. How about you lead by example and show everybody how they should be behaving then in the immediate moments after finding out somebody's passed away? Should they be doing a live stream like this, complaining about other people in a different community, going live day after day after day? Is that really like in honour of the person that passed away, talking about what other people are doing in another community? Why can't you talk about the person and the type of person they were in chats? Friendly, funny, witty, smart, always had a joke to tell, pretty, loved taking selfies of a dog, you know. Could have told us about her, shared their best bits, helped us get an understanding of who this person was to everybody. She's kind, you could always talk to her. She was there for you anytime, day or night. Always had a listening ear. When are you going to get to describing this person that's passed away? When are you going to get to sharing in honour of them instead of ranting, Laura, and fucking throwing slights?
I've been saying this for a long... Does anyone not see this? So at least in honor of people that have died from this community, think of them. Do something nice for them and stop hate watching. I've been saying this for a long time.
Stop hate watching.
Stop hate watching. Stop feeding these people. And that would make your lives easier. The constant comparison.
Who's arguing to you that they need their lives making easier, that you think you can come into their lives and tell them how to make their own lives easier, Laura? Have like 2,000 people, while I've been asleep, wrote into you, asking you for advice on what they need to do. And this is you giving it out. Because who is this advice for? Who's asked for it? Why do you insist? It's the narcissism again. You think you have the right to just dish out advice to other people and tell them all what they need to be doing as and when that you think they should. Why don't you think of the person that's passed and do something nice for them instead of telling everybody else what to do? What are you doing? What have you done? The second this video is made though, I guarantee, oh, well, I was just about to do something and I'm going to be doing this. Yeah, whatever.
And by one particular... Literally. Yes, Diane. Rainy C. Kiss Vinny Jesus. I couldn't believe it. Do these people not realize that all of these people they're worshiping is 10 times worse than any of the tragedy pimps? They just didn't make money doing it. Does anyone not see this? So at least in honor of people that have died from this community, think of them.
Think of them.
Do something nice for them and stop hate watching. I've been saying this for a long time. Stop hate watching. Stop
hate watching.
Stop feeding these people. And that would make your lives easier. The constant comparison.
No one asked you for advice on how to make their lives easier. Again, I'll go back to what I just said. Why are you giving out unwarranted advice? Who are you giving it to? Who's saying they need their lives making easier and here you are with the big bad advice? All you need to do, guys, is stop hate watching and it'll make your lives easier.
And by one particular creator. I'm not half as bad as Laura. I'm not half as bad as Marissa. But that's all I fucking hear for 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. 7.
Who are you listening to for 10 hours a day, Laura? You're quite specific when you say this. That's all I hear for 10 hours a day. What in the hell are you listening to for 10 hours a day? What are you listening to that has got you this wound up? Why don't you take your own advice and stop hate watching? 'Cause clearly, by the sound of you, you sound like you've been hate watching somebody, Laura. So this whole thing, was it just like a telling on yourself type thing? You're telling everybody else, but it's projection. You need to tell yourself. Because who the hell have you been watching for 10 hours, 7 days a week? Because how the bloody hell do you know someone's going on for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, unless you bloody sat there watching them? So then, now you're mad. Now you're mad at that person because you've spent 10 hours watching their streams. But your best advice, your most favoured advice is, if you don't like it, don't watch. Turn it off. Don't watch. If you don't like it, don't watch. So what became you that you had to sit in front of somebody's stream for 10 hours, 7 days a week? How did that happen?
People. And that would make your
I
life.
want to hear this.
Think of them.
No.
Do something nice for them. And stop hate watching. I've been saying this for a long time. Stop hate watching. Stop feeding these people. And that would make your lives easier. The constant comparison by one particular creator. I'm not half as bad as Laura. I'm not half as bad as Marissa. But that's all I fucking hear for 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day. 7 days a week.
See, she's very adamant how many times and how often she hears this person say that she's not as bad as Laura and Marissa. I think this is who she's talking about, Science Girl. That's who I think she's on about. So, for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're listening, are you? To stuff you don't want to listen to, that makes you angry and hate-filled.
Rainey was one person that always told me, ignore this person. Ignore this person. She's not worth it. Ignore this person. Ignore it. And I have, over and over and over and over.
So that's one nice thing you're telling us about this person. Please tell us more, because that's who this stream should be about. And so far, you are abhorrent in the fact that you've chosen to choose now to talk about, in a roundabout way, or allude to, or insinuate possibly, that you're talking about Alicia or somebody doing a 10-hour stream that you've been forced to watch for 7 days a week. People are hate watching, and if they stopped hate watching, it would make their lives easier. You've incorporated all of that into this stream that's supposed to be marking the passing of somebody in your community. Somebody that you've said yourself was a friend and a Patreon, right? And you're choosing now to do all these other things. Throw digs at Alicia over there, or whoever it is you're referring to with the 10-hour stream, 7 days a week. Blah, 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 blah. What is the point of this stream? What are you doing?
But 2 years later, it's the same fucking story. But in honor of Rainey, I'm going to ignore her yet again. In honor of Rainey, I'm going to do the right thing and keep my mouth shut, because I could go on for an hour, literally.
Well, I hope you do the right thing, because this stream is supposed to be about Rainey, not about you. How is it? Oh, do you know what? Narcissistic people, even in death, they will make death all about them. Okay? A child may die, somebody in the family may die, their parent may die, whoever it is, a dog, an animal, a pet, a loved one, whomever. They always make death about them, because death isn't about them, is it? It's about the person that's gone. So, of course, a narcissist being a narcissist has to use that energy and redirect it at themselves, and they become the victim of the death, okay? The focus of the person's passing becomes about them instead of the person that's passed and everybody's grief at that fact. No, it has to be about the narcissist.
We could fight piranhas when we're alive, but if our enemy dies, I would cry. Exactly. We're all fighting battles people don't know about. Kindness is everything. I agree, Steffers, but it doesn't seem to get anywhere in this community. I remember Rainey's reaction when the first time Patreon got broken into and someone stole our Patreon stuff. You know, guys, I don't care what's going on in someone else's Patreon. I'm sorry, I really don't. We are all adults. If somebody's doing something in their Patreon, guess what? I shouldn't be in their fucking Patreon to begin with. If someone's doing something wrong, like people don't know what they're doing wrong, they know what they're doing wrong. Okay, people in Marissa's Patreon know what's going on. Do you know I've never had any desire to see what's going on in Marissa's Patreon or anybody else's Patreon? Why? Because I'm too worried about my Patreon. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I don't...
From seeing the fallout of your Discord and whatnot, yeah, you would be right to keep your attention on your things, your Patreon and your Discord, Laura. Because the shit that you guys say in there, yeah, people can have their own opinions and stuff, but sometimes, like, do you know what? Never mind.
I just don't. I've never thought, let me go ahead and sneak into Molly's Patreon to see what's going on. I'm not a hater like that. I don't care. And a lot of you people should not care what the fuck Molly's doing in her Patreon or Science Girl's doing in her Patreon. Who cares? It blows my mind how many people give a shit about what's going on in someone else's life. Are we all of a sudden perfect? Is everybody fucking perfect? That I see everyone's delusional. Everyone is fucking delusional, but nobody's perfect. And this just nonstop berating of every single fucking...
Pay attention to the tone of her voice, okay? People seem to be desensitized to Laura's voice or tone. She is angry here. This is her angry. This is angry. She's wound up.
Creator.
Why are you wound up in a stream that is supposed to be talking about and telling the community about a loss that has occurred? A person's passing. And you are this wound up and angry and going on and on and on about things that don't even matter. Okay? I thought death is supposed to bring things into perspective. You know, make us recognise what things are actually small that may seem big, and the things that sometimes are out of focus are actually the big things, the real things. They're the things that matter. Yeah? So where's your talk about that? Like, you'll never find narcissistic people having deep, connected, empathic conversations. I mean, even in death, the immediate death of somebody, this is her empathy. This is her example of empathy. And in her own words, she's known this person a long time, and she claims when she first heard, you know, she cried. She literally cried as though there's another way to cry. And she's spent many years on the phone with this person, many months talking, and this is her reaction. So she's gone from what? So you literally cried, and then you went into what? This rage-filled ranting under the umbrella that you're apparently, you know, trying to call out the bad, using this time to call out the bad, call things to account. You sound angry as fuck, Laura, all right? And this stream so far is disgusting. If it's to be in honour of somebody's passing, I can't even believe you've left it up. I'm shocked you've left it up.
You don't like. I got news for you. Numbers aren't everything. When the only reason you have numbers is because you're talking about Laura, Marissa, or Michelle. That's not numbers. That's fake. That's bullshit.
Numbers.
Anybody can have numbers when you fucking talk about people that bring numbers. Plain and simple. Get some real fucking content. And the bullshit of,
what are you going on about? Get some real fucking content. Get some real fucking content. That's just numbers. That doesn't matter. Somebody tell me this, and somebody will try and say to me, she's not angry when she's doing that. That's just Laura. Yeah, exactly. She's normalised being angry all the time. So you think that's just Laura. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's angry and it's abusive, all right? She's being verbally aggressive, and there's absolutely no need for it. None. None. This is how she is all the time.
See this. The bullshit of, oh, well, I don't, what was it? How'd you put it? I don't, oh my God, I forgot. My brain is all over the place. Oh, I only talk about people that don't talk about me. Thank you, Anita. I only talk about people that don't talk about, I don't talk about you. Marissa barely talked about you, but yet you go on every motherfucking day.
See, this is towards Science Girl, I believe. I apologise if it's not, to both sides, right? But what?
Oh my God, I forgot. My brain is all over the place.
Don't we know it?
I only talk about people that don't talk about me. Thank you, Anita.
I only talk about people that don't talk about me. I only talk about people that don't. That doesn't make sense.
I only talk about people that don't talk about. I don't talk about you. Marissa barely talked about you, but yet you go on.
I don't talk about you. Marissa barely talks about you, but yet you go on about us. So I do think it's Science Girl that they're referencing, or that she's referencing.
Motherfucking day.
So you're choosing now to have a fight with her. Brilliant.
People talk about my what you call it? The things I did in the past. Oh my God, you said this someone. Oh, it's only okay when you dock somebody because they come after you. But if I do it, then all of a sudden I'm
the real reason. As I said earlier, narcissistic people, Laura included, they're like onions. You have to peel them to get to where the spice is. And we're getting to it now, all right? Peeled back a few layers. She's like tried to... So the outer layer, if you will, is like the facade of what the story's going to be presented to be about. But as we peel back layers, we come to find out there's other issues, more stronger, potent issues beneath the surface, okay? And that come to light the more you peel and the more that Laura goes on.
What you call it? The things I did in the past. Oh my God, you said this to someone. Oh, it's only okay when you dock somebody because they come after you. But if I do it, then all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world. Certain people in this community are a fucking joke. They are delusional, lying.
Listen to her anger and her rage, okay? Certain people in this community, listen to her again. And this is in the community learning that somebody's just passed away, and she puts this in that stream with the title, Fly High, You Will Be Missed. This is a perfect, this is why I used this example, or decided, you know what, you are getting a reaction to this because it's disgusting. But it shows perfectly the narcissist and death, all right? The death, no, death takes a back seat. It is all going to be about the narcissist, okay? All about the narcissist.
What you call it? The things I did in the past. Oh my God, you said this to someone. Oh, it's only okay when you dock somebody because they come after you. But if I do it, then all of a sudden I'm the worst person in the world. Certain people in this community are a fucking joke. They are a delusional, lying, hypocritical joke. And yet they think because they have a couple hundred people in their life, that justifies them. That's how fucking sick they are. And Rainey and a lot of the ex-Patreons used to tell me this all the time. And they used to tell me, don't fight with these people. Just ignore it. You know who they are. Just ignore it. You know what they're about. Just ignore it. Rainey was
well, I'd like to say that your friend sounds like she gives very good advice. Very good advice. And if that's the type of advice that your friend was giving you, rather than encouraging you to engage in drama, I'd say she was an exceptional friend with good advice, definitely. Okay, that's healthy advice.
Person that used to tell me to just ignore it. And at times I couldn't. And then she would get mad at me and she didn't always agree with me. And that was Rainey. But at the end of the day, there are certain ex-Patreons that I fought with. There are certain ex-Patreons that I shouldn't have fought with. And you know what? Why am I fighting with them? Why? What good is it? What if I fucking drop dead tomorrow? Then they're going to sit there and say, you know what? Why were we fighting with her? It's the internet. Who fucking cares?
What kind of a weird bloody example is that? What if I drop dead tomorrow and then they're all going to say, you know, why were we fighting with her? Why were we fighting with her? What? You don't get to assume how other people will react or respond on your passing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Who cares? Like, I reached out to one of them this morning. I don't even really remember why I got so mad at her in the first place. I think I do, but I'm not 100% positive. If I really can't remember what I'm so fucking mad at that I blocked you everywhere, it probably wasn't too bad. Because
if I can't remember what I got so mad at you that I blocked you everywhere for, then it probably wasn't that bad. Okay, so, and that's you when you're not really mad that you block everyone. Okay, so that means you're impulsive. You don't think before you feel. Okay, and you're vengeful and vindictive. The second you have a falling out with someone, or the second that you feel slighted, you block everybody. But you're that mad. If you're that mad, you don't even remember what you was mad at. Then you can't have been really mad. What the fuck? The explanations these types of people give are unreal.
I don't even really remember why I got so mad at her in the first place. Right? I think I do, but I'm not 100% positive.
Mm-hmm.
If I really can't remember what I'm so fucking mad at that I blocked you everywhere,
yeah,
it probably wasn't too bad.
Right.
Because I don't totally remember. I'm sure someone can remind me, but I don't totally remember.
What?
I do, but I'm not 100% positive.
Start again.
Why were we fighting with her? It's the internet. Who fucking cares? God. Who cares? Like, I reached out to one of them this morning. I don't even really remember why I got so mad at her in the first place.
I don't even really remember why I got so mad at her in the first place. Yes.
I think I do, but I'm not.
I think I do, but I'm not
100% positive.
I'm not 100% positive.
If I really can't remember what I'm so fucking mad at that I blocked.
So fucking mad at that I blocked you.
You everywhere?
Everywhere.
It probably wasn't too bad.
It probably wasn't too bad. Okay. Okay, and someone tell me this is completely normal, right? This is fucking normal. This is normal for 12-year-old narcissistic children, Laura. Not 50-year-old women, okay?
Because I don't totally remember.
I don't totally remember, okay. And then this is a true crime expert, people.
Sure, someone can remind me, but I don't totally remember. Exactly,
That's probably
Stephers.
because you got yourself in such a rage. You were lashing out at everything and everyone. Okay? By the time you'd finished, you didn't know where you'd started and where you'd begun.
There's no reason for this non-stop fucking nonsense. It's
Non-stop nonsense. Pay attention. This is about your friend that's passed away. What are you talking about?
just not. Like, and the lies that are said about me. I'm just supposed to shove it up. No, I don't.
Here we go. The lies that are said about me. You are choosing now, are you, to address people lying about you and the lies that are said about you and what people need to think about what people say about those lies about you. This is truly unremarkable. Okay, I'm glad I came out of my flu coma to address this. I'm ecstatic.
When they leave Patreon but keep fucking lying about me, you dumb cunt.
Oh my god. So you leave Patreon and you keep lying about me, you dumb fucking cunt. And this, what? This is empathic, is it? This is a stream that a healthy human being makes in the waking moments of finding out somebody in our community has passed away. This demonstrates great empathy, friendship and affection, companionship, and all the great things that go with social media, beating on here and interacting. This is a definition of that, is it? Is it? Well, it is Laura style. Okay? Laura style.
What you do best. Your insecurities cause lies. Plain and simple.
This is what happens if you know Laura, okay? And unfortunately, she decides to speak on you not being around anymore. This is what you get.
But God forbid Laura says anything, there pops off 60 fucking lies.
So let's feel sorry for Laura, because God forbid Laura says anything, and off pops 60 fucking lives. So there's the guilt trip that's thrown at the feet of everybody in the chat, okay? Pack your bags. We're all going on a guilt trip with Laura, all right? Because everybody talks about Laura, okay? God forbid Laura says anything, and everybody jumps on Laura's back, okay? I'm not sure how long this trip will last. I'm sure we'll find out.
It's, Oh my, Laura said something in 2019.
Ugh.
So let's all hold her to the flame.
Laura, the things you said in 2019 still echo the YouTube streets today because they were that prolific, okay? That's why your 2019 words and conversations still get repeated to now. They're legendary, okay? The legend you narcissists believe you are, right? You may not be, but to the rest of us, you are legendary in the way in which you'll breach boundaries and go out of your way to annihilate and destroy people just because. It's insane. It's incredible.
It's just not. Like, and the lies that are said about me. I'm just supposed to shove it up. No, I don't dox people when they leave Patreon, but keep fucking lying about me, you dumb cunt. Because that's what you do best. Your insecurities cause lies. Plain and simple.
So someone must have come in the chat and accused her. But have you heard the aggression and the abusive language? This is supposed to be a stream talking about the passing. Again, I have to keep reminding myself because it feels like I'm reacting to a normal Laura stream. No, Laura, you have put a title on this stream. This is supposed to be about Rainy and her passing and flying high. Like when somebody has passed away and you you nominate yourself to be the speaker of the community to let everybody else know. You're supposed to, okay, if you didn't know at 50, you are supposed to remember and talk about the person that's passed away. Let people share their memories with them in the side chat. Let people grieve. Let people be upset and hear the news. But no, they come to a title, which I still can't believe the first title I saw from about Sarah and Dippity. It's a shock when you see that title. You don't believe it. You think like it must be some mad joke. There's some like joke going on that you're not partial to. So there's people seeing your title talking about somebody passed away and they're entering your stream and you're ranting and raging and on a tangent about bloody who I can only assume is Science Girl over there has been going live streaming about you apparently for 10 hours, 7 days a week, which you must have been sat there the whole time, or you kept going back to check in. But then you tell everybody else when they want to react and talk about you, if you don't like me, then just don't watch. Don't watch. Turn the channel. Don't watch. Well, why don't you take your own advice? You're supposed to be honouring the person that's passed away. And so far in the beginning of this, you haven't so much as honoured her. You've slighted her a couple of times. Let everybody know that she was arguing and that she trolled you. Let everybody know that you believe she lied to you, right? This is how you're sending this friend off. So these are going to be like the final things these people here said about her, or some of the final things. I hope to God somebody takes over letting people know and giving people a place to talk about the passing of this person. I hope there's other people out there that is close to this person that can do this for the sake of the community and the people that are upset and probably still don't even know, right? Because your stream wasn't the place to come and find out that information. People come into your stream and just come in and it's just like a normal Laura stream, ranting and raging out, right, on things that you don't have to watch. Well, don't watch them and you won't feel the need to rage out. You won't get so angry. You won't get your bloody knickers in a twist, will you? This is so hateful, this stream. It's disgusting.
But God forbid Laura says anything, there pops off 60 fucking lives. It's, ugh.
Yeah, feel sorry for Laura. Okay.
Oh my, Laura said something in 2019. So let's all hold her to the flame.
As I said, you're legendary.
The lies on everyone. We're taking a truth and making it worse than what it is. Oh, I agree, Stuffers. I totally agree with that.
Legendary.
I mean, Bad Wolf, you know, okay? You know what I'm talking about better than anybody.
God.
Am I wrong in what I'm saying? Hey, Jamie. Approximately anywhere from 150 to 400, depending on the chat. Very nonsense. They listen to 10 hours a day. Care, Laura? Huh? Stuff going on now is gross. How many different creators are going to go after a mentally ill person? Do they think they look good? Honestly, do they think that they sound good? Making video after video after video about Michelle? I have never watched an entire video about Michelle. Why? I don't care. That was Molly's fight. But everyone's right. Let's jump on it. Let's jump on it. And I'm sorry. I hear people in my mind like Rainey and other people. Even Sarah. Even though Sarah was pretty much a hater at times. When she was in Patreon, she wasn't.
And there's another slight, all right? Even though she was a hater, she has to add that bit on. That's the point, okay? She has to add the slight on, okay? She has to add it on. She can't just say, even Laura. No, even though she was a hater at times. They have to keep adding, throwing the slight on to make sure you don't ever take it as a compliment that they're talking, how they're talking about them.
All I keep hearing, the back of my mind, ignore, ignore, ignore. Same things they told me. Okay, zero, but it is. It actually is. And why don't you go make your stream about Rainey the way you want, and I will make my stream about Rainey the way I want. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Oh, and just like Diane, okay? So somebody comes in and tells you that this isn't a very honorary stream for the passing of Rainey, and what do you do? Okay, what do you do? What do you do? Nominator of letting the community know, okay? Oh, fair one. What do? You kick her out the chat for having an opinion. Okay? You kick her out of the chat. So this is you at your most empathic at sharing with your community members the passing of somebody from their community. This is you. This is you. Too right, this is fucking you. This is you. This is absolutely all you.
Go have Molly make a stream. Thanks. Oh, but it is. It actually is. And why don't you go make your stream about Rainey the way you want, and I will make my stream about Rainey the way I want. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Go have Molly make a stream. Thanks. And you're obviously not hearing what I'm saying, Zero, because if you actually heard what I was saying, you would see how this all ties together.
Oh, see, it's always the listener's fault. You're not understanding me right, because the opinion you have on what I'm saying, I don't like. So it's not because of what I'm saying, can't possibly be because of what I'm saying. It's your brain and how you're interpreting it. Okay, everybody? It's your brain and how you interpret me. You lot just interpret me wrong. And this person is not narcissistic at all.
That when somebody's gone, you cannot bring it back. You can't change what's already been done. You can't change you can't say those final words. So yes, this is about it. Zero, go back to Molly, please. Bye-bye. Go tell, you sit here and you say about super chats. Are you fucking kidding me? While you mod from Molly? Zero, get the fuck out of here. Mods, get her the fuck out. Block her, goodbye.
The aggression, again, and abuse, all right? This is not a calm, endearing, and empathic person at all. This isn't, okay? how these people, right? So, like I say about it's being a process where they've been conditioned that this kind of reaction and these kinds of her anger and the aggression in her voice, they're normalized to it. And in an example, the perfect example where you could like mirror this example would be in a DV relationship, because their aggression in their voice, right, and their hostility and their abusive language is normalized. So when somebody's saying to you, you're being abused, you don't interpret it as being abused, because it's been normalized over a period of time. You have been desensitized to it, because this quite clearly is abusive and aggressive speech. There's no two ways about it. Listen to her.
Go back to Molly, please. Bye-bye. Go tell. You sit here and you say about super chats. Are you fucking kidding me? While you mod from Molly? Zero, get the fuck out of here. Mods, get her the fuck out. Block her. Goodbye.
Block her. Goodbye.
Says the girl who sits there while Molly fucking begs for money. Bitch, bye-bye. See ya.
Begs for money. Bye-bye. See ya.
What a fucking loser.
There's the aggression right there in front of you.
Karen, ignore the trash. Just ignore her.
And then if you want to comment on it, Karen, you've got to ignore it. Shut up. Just shut up. Go kiss Molly's ass.
Thank you, Anita. She's so used to Molly mentality that she thinks that everybody gets super chats based on a topic. No, people get super chats based on the person. K-Rox gave me a super chat because she likes me. Has nothing to do with Rainey. She doesn't even know Rainey. And same thing with Anita. So just stop, Zero. Go back to Molly. Go back to kissing Molly's ass. Bye-bye.
Oh, I think someone was possibly saying that she's only gone live to talk about Rainey, so she gets super chats. I think that's what that person was saying. I can't be sure because I can't
absolutely miss beautiful Sarah every day. And when I remember before she passed away, beautiful Laura, she wasn't good with you. People stop lying. But the thing is, Joni, is like I said in the beginning, I remember before she passed away, beautiful Laura, she wasn't good with you. People stop lying. But the thing is, Joni, is like I said in the beginning, hey, Vanessa, it doesn't matter to me if someone liked me when they died or not. They were still a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Sarah was still a part of my life for over, a year and a half when she was a Patreon, a year. Rainey was a part of my life for almost 3 years. And I'm also a very strong believer that when somebody, when people walk into your life for different reasons, and people are in your life for different reasons, and it really doesn't matter, how the end was. Thank you, sweet Carolyn. The more they hate on you, the more we support you. Thank you. And it really doesn't, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it just doesn't matter why somebody...
Spit out what you're trying to make up off the top of your head to make this sound authentic, okay? Because a lot of these creators, they just steal stuff from the side chat and incorporate that as though that's what they're saying, all right? So come on, Laura, spit it out. What are you saying here?
The end was, thank you, sweet Carolyn. The more they hate on you, the more we support you. Thank you. And it really doesn't, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it just doesn't matter why somebody,
what?
Like how somebody feels about you at the end. It just doesn't matter. It's not going to change how I feel. And like I was saying, people come in, everyone comes into your life for different reasons. They may stay for a long time. They may leave. They may not get along with you at the end. They may get along with you at the end. But at the end of the day, does it matter? All the fighting that you did, all the bullshit that you had, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. It just doesn't. And that's what people need to realize.
So if it doesn't matter, then why do you carry on fighting then? If you've had all these great sounding, amazing lessons that from experiencing death, then why don't you put these things into practice? Why don't we see you practicing these things? Why do you just like to throw them out there as these grandiose ideas? Look what I've concocted. This would be a great way to look at it. And it's as though you want to like get people to do something you're not prepared to do yourself. That's what it sounds like. So you want everybody else to view things this way, if your idea of how people should view things, but you don't have to, because a different law applies to you, right?
This doesn't fucking matter. Rainey was a huge part of this
game. It's not supposed to matter to the rest of us. Is that right? It's not supposed to matter.
But absolutely.
It's always allowed to matter to you because you're always on here, acting like it matters. Okay? So clearly it does matter.
Drama, and she didn't. She stayed. I appreciated seeing her still, and it meant a lot to me. And that's the other thing, Tiffany. I'm really glad.
Why are you raging about Alicia and 10-hour live streams and someone ranting and raving, apparently 7 days a week? If it doesn't really matter, if nothing matters at the end, if none of this matters, then why are you partaking in the same behaviour that you're talking about further on in the same stream as not mattering, or it shouldn't matter, or we shouldn't be doing it? Like, what the fuck? Can we just get back to what the title of the stream is? Go and honour your friend.
That's the other thing I want to say is that, someone would say to me, oh, she didn't really like you that much. But like Tiffany just said, she was a huge part of this community for many years. It wasn't like she was here for a month. She was here for years. And, me doing this live isn't just for me. It's one, to let the community know. And two, it's for our community. It's for, Bad Wolf to know. It's for, like, I knew Anita knew. But it's, that's just what we do. And a lot of people think that everything has to be for one person or, oh, it's all about me. No, it's not about me. It's about me letting my community know that Rainy C has passed. And
oh, really? Okay, because that's all of what she's just said there. I've just said in the beginning. This is the narcissist making death about the narcissist. The narcissist making somebody else's death all about the narcissist. And then here you are to say, after making sure that this entire stream is nothing but centered around you and your ideas of your own self-importance and what other people are possibly doing on their channels, talking about other people that you don't want them to be talking about, okay? Now you're saying it shouldn't be about you. Well, you've just spent the whole time of it being about you. And the way in which you did that was because you've just used this whole time up to constantly share your opinions and your thoughts and your thinking on all these different things going on around in the community. You haven't used your thoughts or your thinking to describe and talk about this person that's passed away. Quite the opposite. You've used this time to talk about how great you are in your vision in things.
It's for, like, I knew Anita knew. But it's, that's just what we do. And, me doing this live isn't just for me. It's one, to let the community know. And two, it's for our community. It's for, Bad Wolf to know. It's for, like,
this whole live is for all our community to know. So when she's talking about all the things she hates before and all these other things, it was just to let the community know, all right? It was just to let the community know.
But it's, that's just what we do. And
wow.
A lot of people think that everything has to be for one person or, oh, it's all about me. No, it's not about me. It's about me letting my community know that Rainy C has passed, and not people that are in Patreon or Discord or members. It's just, that's what you do. And I'm sorry that so many people may have a problem with that or, have to be assholes. Like, nobody told you to come.
Oh, here we go again with this bloody, I'm just so wonderful that people just come here to complain to me about all kinds of idiotic and dumb, stupid things that don't mean anything because they can't possibly be critiquing or be being critical about something legitimate, could they, Laura? Not when it comes to you, they couldn't. People are trying to tell you that this stream is hate-filled and rage-filled. Okay? It's supposed to be announcing to the community the passing of someone special to them, and from what you've said again, was a big part of the community. And you have chosen this time to start having digs at what Alicia might be talking about, people having 10-hour streams for 7 days a week. Why are people talking about Molly? You could all benefit if you stopped hate watching. You all need to stop hate watching. You've used all that time to give your opinions on things that are irrelevant in the matter of this lady's passing. All right? All right? This is not an empathic, caring stream. This is a selfish, narcissistic, and abusive stream. That's what this is. Period.
Over here. Nobody wanted you to come over here. Stay over there. Stay in your own lane. I'm not bothering you. I don't bother you. I don't bother your leader. And I don't care what your opinions are. So there's that.
Clearly you don't. Because maybe if you did care about a few more opinions, okay, they would be of benefit to you.
She would not want what, Delan? Tell me what she would not want. She would not want what? Enlighten me. Enlighten me. Tell me what she would not want, Delan. She would not want the fighting? She would not want somebody standing up for her stating that the fighting needs to stop. And
narcissistic people should be nowhere near death, because you end up getting friends of Rainey's coming in saying, she really wouldn't want this, can you stop? Right? Now they think they're talking to a normal human being, okay? Where a normal human being would be like, shit, what am I doing? Have I just said something wrong? What did I say? Okay? A narcissistic individual, you're saying she wouldn't want this. They will take that as a slight. It will be received as a slight. Okay? Hence the vitriolic, cruel response. Okay? That's why you got this response.
Ridiculous it is.
No other reason.
Enlighten me. Tell me what she would not want.
You're talking about the passing of somebody, okay? And you're on, what are you on? You are on a 10. Like, you're on a 10. Your mood is on a 10. You are an inch away from coming out of your seat. That is where you are. Okay? You are that wound up, and yet you are holding a stream about somebody passing. There are people coming in upset, hearing the loss of this person, and you're treating them the way you are. You are disgusting.
Opinions are. So there's that. She would not want what, D-Lan? Tell me what she would not want. She would not want what? Enlighten me.
Wow.
Enlighten me. Tell me what she would not want, D-Lan. She would not want the fighting. She would not want somebody standing up for her stating that the fighting needs to stop and how ridiculous it is.
Oh, see, so this is how the narcissist turns the death. And what they're doing, you know, both are beneficial to the other, mutually beneficial. I'm mentioning Rainey because she would want me to talk about the hate stopping, okay? So, because Rainey would want that, the hate to stop, that's my justification for being hate-filled earlier in the stream, rage-filled, abusive, aggressive, nasty, and narcissistic, okay? That justifies me being all of those things because I'm trying to tell the community that what Rainey wants is for all the hate to stop. While you're being hateful, Laura, while you are sat there being hateful, you're talking to other people about stopping the hate and then using this girl that's passed away, using her name for the umbrella to go over the top of that.
That's not what you would want, D-Lan, because I think that is what you'd want. Because I know her long enough to know that is what you want.
Wow.
And that's exactly...
So here they are invalidating. Narcissists are prolific and excellent invalidators, okay? They love to invalidate. So yes, D-Lan coming into the side chat, you were just easy pickings. Easy to be invalidated.
What she would want.
A feather in the cap of the narcissist.
And that's the Rainy C that I knew for the last 3 years.
Okay, whatever.
D-Lan, this is not drama with her name in it. Let me start again, okay? Let me say it's...
This is drama with her name in it. This is exactly drama because this is what you do when you do drama. You call people the C word, you get angry, you start talking about other creators, you start complaining about what other creators are doing, and you start demanding people need to do things in a different fashion. That's exactly what you've done this whole stream. That's exactly what you've done. In your usual, delightful, abusive self. That's what you've done, Laura. All right? This person would be on point here, okay? This is a drama stream with Rainey's name attached to the top of it because you certainly have not spent this stream describing this person to us, sharing a character, sharing what they were like, what they were into, how they were to talk to, were they witty, funny, serious, intelligent, smart, whatever. You have shared nothing, none of those things with any. I don't know this person any more than before I came in the stream, because I was like, who is it when I saw the title? Will I recognize them? Because I'm rubbish with names, but if I see them in the chat and I see the icon, by memory, I'll know if I know that person or not. So I came over thinking, who's that? Not another one. And I haven't learned no more about this person than before I was in the stream. The stream is what I knew it would be. Just like narcissists and death. They make the death all about them. All about the narcissist.
For those of you in the back. This is not drama with her name in it. This is trying to stop the drama. This is about stopping the hatred. This is about people coming into streams with their own...
If you're going to be a person that stops the drama, first you would need to adjust your tone slightly, okay? You want to have a calm voice that's kind of low, not too high, not raised, not shouty, not aggressive, and certainly not abusive. You want to be careful the type of speech you're using, all right? You want to be considerate of your tone because you don't want to sound contradictory or condescending, okay? Or just like an idiot. You need to be able to think things through, come up with different ways to manage things, understand how to de-escalate situations, be cautious and confident cautious of your own flaws and confident in your strengths. All right. So, and if you're going to be relating to different people, then you need to be able to be relatable. Okay. You need to be a good communicator. You seem to misunderstand or fire off at any single kind of comment in your side chat that isn't praising you, Laura. That's the honest truth. Any comment that is not praising you, it does what I think it does. It hits your ego like a slight. Any comment that just happens to be a question or informatory, it hits you like a slight, and hence the volatile reaction. Okay? This person isn't saying anything wrong. Nothing. You do not have the right tone for this to be. Sorry, you do not have the right tone to be legitimately able to say, I'm trying to stop the drama, because your whole vibe is anger, fire, like rage, like just that's how you sound, Laura. You sound like bloody what are they called? Oh, what they call them things? It's going to annoy me now. I need to go find the name. 1 second. Okay, I've got it. I nearly said velociraptor, and I'm glad I didn't, because I love velociraptors. All right, but yeah, you are like the Dilophosaurus. That one, you know, when it comes out and it goes, and all them things come round its face. Laura, that's you. That's you in drama. Okay, that's how you sound when you react to people in your chat. It's like, I'm surprised people dare breathe wrong. I bet couldn't be in there, me. My anxiety would just be through the roof. But that's how you sound. You do not have the nature at all to be against drama. All right? Where are your coping skills? There's one person come in a chat to ask you a question, and you're like straight down the throats.
Just attitudes and not knowing what is really being discussed. That's what needs.
Listen to this shouting. Listen to it. This is you trying to kill drama, is it? This is you trying to have an empathic stream after the death of somebody, is it? This is you doing those things. You should be ashamed of yourself, because this is disgusting. Disgusting. This is nothing about memorialising or honouring nobody's death. This is, as the other person said in there, nothing more than drama, and you have just attached this poor person's name to it. Okay? Because that's what you do. You make death, whoever's it is, about you. And that's exactly what you've done in this stream. You only have to go back and listen. You're just constantly talking about yourself and how you feel and what you think about all these other things. And it's not as though you're sharing enlightening thoughts or insightful thoughts. You are being hateful. You sound hateful the whole time. You're using the C-U-N-T word, right? Telling people to fuck off and get the fuck out of your chat. There's aggression there, anger. What for? Somebody's just passed away. And you're in a rage and invalidating all those people that keep coming in. You are deranged, and it's sadistic. It's sadistic, I've no doubt. You're getting a kick. You're getting an absolute kick out of invalidating and torturing all those people in that side chat, forcing them to listen to you go on and on and on and on and on and throw your dummy out, okay? And the whole time, all they're waiting for is for you to talk about the person that's passed away. But you're not gonna. You are gonna keep ranting and raging and going on and on and on and on about yourself and what you think and all the things you think are wrong in the ways people treat you. That's it. That's all you see.
To stop. And that is what Rainey would have wanted. And that, my friend, is my entire point. So
What
for
would
those
she have
about
wanted?
stopping the hatred, this is about people coming into streams with their own righteous attitudes and not
Oh, did
knowing.
you hear? So this is about people coming into streams. What? Start again. Let's listen to this in full.
This
What?
is not drama with her name in it. This
Right.
is trying to stop
This
the
is
drama.
not about drama with her name in it. This is about trying to stop the drama.
This is about stopping the hatred.
This is about stopping the hatred.
people coming into streams with their own
People coming into streams with their own
righteous attitudes and not
self-righteous attitudes
knowing what is really being discussed.
and not knowing what is really being discussed. Because there's no way, Laura, that they were listening the whole time before they decided to make an informed comment about the things you were discussing, right? How the hell do you know that they just happened to turn you on and walk in, and within seconds they just blurted that comment out? Really? Like, that makes a fuck of sense.
That's what needs to stop. And
everybody's always wrong, and she is always so angry about how right she is.
What Rainey would have wanted. And that, my friend,
for someone that's always right, you're miserable a hell of a lot, okay? For someone that believes you're right as much as you do, why are you always so miserable and angry?
My entire point. So for those in the back, please listen.
We're listening.
Blue.
Come on.
I'm not saying it is, but just like every other creator, every other person, I am allowed to state my opinions. Okay. I know that people think I'm not allowed to have an opinion. And I know people think...
Nobody thinks you're not allowed to have an opinion, okay? Nobody thinks that. All right? Nobody thinks that.
That I'm not allowed to say anything that I want to say, okay?
Oh, God.
I get that.
This is the pity me. I'm almost 50. Pity me, because I can't go anywhere on the internet and have an opinion without being attacked. Okay? Well, why don't you join the rest, the 100% rest of the world? Okay? That's the same for everyone, Laura. All right?
That has been made known a million times. That everyone else is allowed to say whatever they want except me. I am not allowed.
No. You are profound. For not only saying what you want, you have to go that extra mile and say things that are absolutely abhorrent, okay? You don't just say what if you do. I don't even know how to start or where to start on the things that you have said in the past, or the things that, and you're claiming that you're not allowed to say things. Well, for somebody that's not allowed to say things, I don't need permission, he's dead. Who could forget that one? Where are you not allowed to have an opinion? You share your disgusting opinions all over. Like that. I don't need his permission. He's dead. Okay? That was you having an opinion, right? That was you having an opinion. No, nobody stopped you having that opinion, did they? Nope. You shared many opinions like that, actually. Many.
To state an opinion, I am not allowed to state what I feel. I am never allowed to do that.
You are allowed to state what you feel, because you did then, at that time that I just recalled. I don't need permission. He's dead. That was you stating your opinion.
We get this. But I don't agree. I will always state my opinion. So it's not a matter of stopping it or not stopping it.
Everyone's always stopping you leaving an opinion, or you're not allowed to leave an opinion, but nobody is going to stop you. No one has stopped you because you've always left an opinion. Who is following along with this trifling fucking mess of language? What?
Been made known a million times that everyone else is allowed to say whatever they want except me. Okay. I am not allowed to state an opinion. I am not allowed to state what I feel. I am never allowed to do this. We get this.
Okay. So here she's trying to pin herself as the victim. She's never allowed to say anything she's not allowed to. Okay, carry on.
I will always state my opinion. So it's not a matter of stopping it or not stopping it.
But I'll always state my opinion, and it's not a matter of being stopped or what.
Not allowed to state an opinion. I am not allowed to state what I feel. I am never allowed to do this. We get this. But I don't agree. I will always state my opinion. So it's not a matter of stopping it or not stopping it. I'm still allowed to state my opinion based on...
Did you just catch this word salad tripe that she just said then? So it's not a matter of stopping it or not stopping it. I'm going to have an opinion, and I do. But you just spent 10 minutes then complaining that everybody stops you having an opinion and that you're not allowed to have one, and everyone complains when you do. You just said you're always stopped from having an opinion. You're not allowed to have an opinion. And then you immediately jump onto, well, it's not about not stopping it or stopping it. Okay, I'm going to have an opinion, and I have an opinion anyway. Word salad.
What? I do know the person Rainey was.
Contradicted yourself.
I do know what Rainey would have liked.
Okay, and what would that have been?
So all of these people that want to come in here.
You raging on a stream, I've no doubt.
And state what Rainey wanted, then I think you all should go do a stream on your channels about your relationship with Rainey. And I will do on my channel my relationship with Rainey.
Well, you as community leader wannabe decided that you would go first and get the initial traffic hearing the devastating news at the height of just at the height of the traffic first hearing about it. You thought you'd get ahead of it and catch all that traffic, I assume. That's what I assume you did, okay? You knew that the title would reach people and it would be a way to draw people in, because your views have been struggling lately. Your views aren't bad in comparison to someone with a my size of channel at all. So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying your views are bad, but your views have dropped because when you were on 17k, you'd started getting to having a regular 400 to 500 in every stream for some god unknown reason, okay? And then you've jumped to 20k plus, and you're back down to getting 200-ish in a stream, or 2k views on a video. And that's not sitting well, is it, dear? It's just not sitting well. So, you've used this title to draw people in, and then you've made the stream drama, like you usually do with everything else, alright? That's what you've done. But this time, you fucked up. You have used a person's death as the umbrella to hide under while you spit out your drama. Alright? You have invalidated people coming into your side chat, hurt them and upset them. You're throwing regular slights towards Rainey, the person that's passed away. You're just being cruel and mean. There's no other two ways about this. There's no two ways about it.
What Rainey would have actually wanted. And then you could go back to, all your little friends and tell them what an asshole I am because that's what you guys do best. You go right ahead. I'm okay with it. 150%. I'm used to it already.
Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you are unbelievable. You are.
Hey, thank you, Red Rona. My
Truly.
point, exactly. Monica, thank you so much. Thank you. If Laura states her opinion is all of a sudden drama, people can't see that they all need to get their eyes checked. Thank you.
It's nothing about you giving an opinion and all of a sudden there's drama. That's not what it is. It's just sometimes, Laura, or more often than sometimes, the things you say kick up a shitstorm. Now, I don't know what to say to you about that because you want to be who you are, and if that's who you are, then be who you are. But don't, one minute you want to own who you are and you don't care about what shit you kick up with the stuff you say, but then in the next breath when people are talking about you because of the things you say, you don't like it. So don't be controversial then in the things you say. Be more guarded. Be more careful and cautious. What do you think the rest of us do? Do you think that we all can't just be rude and crass and disgusting and cruel and mean whenever we feel like it just because we're in a bad mood? Do you think we all just can't do that? We can. It's called self-control. Get some.
That's exactly. I'm either triggered or it's drama. I'm sorry, but the real question, the real answer, stop the hate. That's it. It's that simple. That is the message. Stop the hate. Stop.
Laura, you confuse someone being critical with you with hate because in your mind everything's black or it's white. All right? It's love or it's hate. Okay? No, it can be indifference and critical. It can be those things. You won't understand that though, clearly. All right? That's why you completely tarnish everybody with the same brush. Everybody's just a hater. Everybody's just a hater. They hate me and they're jealous. They're jealous. They're jealous. They're a stalker. They're psycho. They're crazy. They're harassers. They're gaslighters. You've always got a name to call people that are critical about you.
Going after creators. Stop hate watching. Stop watching people you don't like. That's it. It's not hard.
Stop watching people you don't like. This is after, just 10 minutes before. We can go back to it if you want, but I'm sure I really don't need to rub it in that hard. You were just saying that somebody has been going live 7 days a week for 10 hours a day discussing, I don't know if you said you or Molly or both of you, but this person is going live for 10 hours a day, you said. 10 hours a day that you've been listening. You said your words. I don't even think you realise that you said it. And of course you'll probably come out later and it was some misspeak of some kind. And I've just got misconfused or something. Okay, but that is what you said. You've been listening to somebody for 10 hours for 7 days a week, go on and on and on. Well, why don't you not watch? Because nobody else because nobody else is this angry. I'm not this angry while I'm reacting to this stream. I'm absolutely flabbergasted and just so like aggrieved and disgusted that you would use a person's death the way you are doing. The way you are doing, all right? And then continuing to do drama underneath it. You could have been in control and told the people in the side chat there will be no drama. Please do not discuss other channels. Today we're going to talk about Rainy. We're going to have an hour letting everybody know, letting everybody come in, let everybody get their heads around it and be around their friends in the side chat that they've probably chatted to with her, letting them have a place to come. That's what you could have provided today for the community. But you couldn't do that. So this one time you could have been that person and you're not that person. It had to be all about you as usual because you are narcissistic. You are narcissistic. You have made this person's death not into being about anything about stopping hate. You have made it into you and the way you feel, right? And how you see things. And then you're somehow trying to gaslight us that within what you're saying, they're Rainy's words. Get the fuck out, okay? They're your words and they're your feelings, all right? You're doing drama because you are drama. You have got all these people to come in your stream. You're pretty much holding them captive there while they await you to talk about this person and get this drama out of the way. But you've no intention of talking about that person. It was just a ruse to get people in there, okay? Just a ruse to look like the caring, empathic person. But they don't listen to your words though, do they? Because where, anywhere has there been any caring words that you've said about this person? Where, even in the beginning, when you're introducing us to how you know her, oh, she was a Patreon and a friend, even though we were arguing, yeah, and she did troll me, the bitch, and she did lie, right? You had to let us know those things. The person's just passed away. You don't take any time up like talking about her positive traits or her the way she was around other people, the way she mixed with other people, the good times, the laughs, something that she was known for, something funny, I don't know. Everybody has their own stories about people they get to know in the side chat. You haven't provided those people that kind of a place to come today. It's just been a typical drama stream. The only unfortunate thing is that someone passed away and you've made their passing have to share this crappy drama stream of you ranting and raging out. It's disgusting.
Hey, Joseph. You got my email, right? Another little complaint on the secret runway. That's what I'm saying. The text girl, I hope you understand what I was saying. Whether you guys were close friends or not, you met because of Patreon. You all became friends because of my Patreon.
Here we go again with the narcissism. Deny this one. You all met.
The point is,
sorry.
Whether you guys were close friends or not, you met because of Patreon.
Because
you all became friends because of my Patreon.
And you hear that? So sorry if I'm just going back over this. I had a coughing fit out of nowhere. So yeah. So regardless of how you cared about each other, or regardless of how you know each other, or you've come to know each other, you all met in my Patreon. Could you get any more narcissistic? Could you make this death any more about you, Laura? Could you? This is absolutely disgusting. So you want your virtue signalling for the reward for being the one that, so you want the street cred and the reward for being the place where these guys all met. You want the shout out for, hi guys, if it wasn't for me you guys wouldn't have met. Is that what you're doing? As I just said, okay, the death is all about you. You have made this death all about you. Okay, you've not allowed these people a place to celebrate that friendship. Or even your side chat, a place where it could have been a case of, we all met in Laura's Patreon. You would leave those people to say that kind of thing. You would not come out right and say that. Who would come out and say that? Oh, hang on. It was my Patreon. You all met. You are despicable.
I have a problem that you all became friends because of my Patreon. But there's a lot of people in Patreon, and a lot is whether you guys were close friends or not, you met because of Patreon. You all became friends because of my Patreon. And I don't have a problem that you all became friends because of my Patreon. But there's a lot of people in Patreon and a lot of like Tiffany's crew and that all loved Rainey too. And it's very disrespectful for her to come in here like she's her only friend. That's what I have. That's what you guys, not you personally, Texas, but that's what some of you don't understand. If it was not for my Patreon, you guys would have never even met. You wouldn't be good friends if not for my Patreon. So don't come in, not you, but don't.
So give thanks, okay, to thee who gave you life, people. Give thanks.
I understand she's hurt, but don't come in here acting like she knows how everyone feels.
Even at a time like this, even in death, Laura cannot take her voice down a peg or two, okay? And just even try and pretend to sound a little bit more empathic or in tune with what should sound like a normal human being at a time like this, okay? You are disgusting, okay? And there's this, oh, I just cried when I heard. I literally cried, okay? As though there's another way to cry. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Yeah, you really sound upset. You really sound so upset at the news that you would cry and then immediately go straight to anger and attacking and shouting and being abusive and aggressive and grandstanding and posturing about how we need to do these things and we'll all be better off when we do them, and to stop hate watching after announcing that you've been hate watching somebody for 10 hours, 7 days a week. What the fuck?
That's my point. And I know you understand that. I know you know what I'm trying to say.
Wrap it all up. You understand what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. Yeah, no, nobody understands what you're saying, all right? Stop trying to round it off as though you mean well. You fucking don't mean well, okay? You don't mean well. You're telling her the opposite of what she's trying to tell you.
I understand my perspective. That's all.
Up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Understand your perspective, right, Laura? Everybody just understand your perspective, because it's all about you, isn't it? It's all about you. You're choosing to announce to the community. A person should only choose to announce something to the community that has the ability to be able to have empathy for other people and put themselves in another person's shoes, because boy does it show when you are the type of person that can't do those things. It stands out to those of us paying attention, all right? It stands out. I'm going to make sure it stands out to everyone.
The wrong number and they won't even be mad at you. I agree with that. The text girl, I hope you understand what I was saying.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I can't stand the N-word over and over and over and over. So let me go back to my original point, though.
Which was?
Can we all, as a community, do better? No matter who you are, somebody has died. Okay. If you're in the OGDC, you lost 2. Midwest American Kit Kat. If you are over in the baby DC, when I mean by that, you guys know who I mean, you lost Sarah. Then you have the Krama. We now lost Rainey. When does it end? Honestly, when does it end? When are people going to realize that it's just not worth fighting? It's just not worth.
You've just been fighting in your own stream, going nuts about what people talk about and who have been talking about you. Okay? So you don't want people talking about Molly. You don't want people talking about you. Right? You're just telling everybody how to behave, basically. You are in charge, apparently. You are you're the Oracle. The Laura Oracle is going to tell us how we all should, all the things that we need to do, okay? To be just like her.
And I don't know when people are going to finally get that. When a creator dies? Is that when people are going to, well, then again, Midwestern was kind of a creator. But When are people going to realize that their own hatefulness is looking at them in a mirror? Because I can assure you, these people hate themselves far more than they hate Molly, Betty, me, or anyone else. Because nobody that is secure with themselves hates people this much. They just don't. They move on, they block them, they don't watch them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're religiously watching somebody that you don't like, guess what? You're not a hater. You're a fan. And I've said it before.
So they're either hating themselves...
Looking at them in a mirror.
Right.
Because I can assure you...
Right, so listen to the two ways she puts this, right? What? Yeah, I mean, you really have to pay attention if you're listening to Laura, because she will just fucking wag your head, all right? So what? So something about hate.
And again, Midwestern was kind of a creator. But when are people going to realize that their own hatefulness is looking at them in a mirror?
Their own hatefulness is looking at them in a mirror.
Because I can assure you.
Because I can assure you.
These people hate themselves.
These people hate themselves.
Far more than they hate Molly, Betty, me, or anyone else.
They hate Molly, Betty, me, or anyone else. Okay?
Because nobody that is secure with themselves hates...
Because nobody that is secure with themselves hates...
people this much.
People this much. Got it? Good.
Just don't. They move on, they block them, they don't watch them.
They move on, they block them, they don't watch.
But if you're religiously watching somebody that you don't like,
with your hate dripping in the mirror, okay, looking at you in the mirror, I mean.
Guess what?
You're
not a hater.
You're not a fucking hater.
And I've hates people this much. They just don't.
Hang on.
They move on, they block them, they don't watch them.
Right.
But if you're religiously watching somebody that you don't like, guess what? You're not a hater. You're a fan. And I've said it before. I've seen this time in and time out.
Have you?
And in the wake of yet another...
This is the Oracle speaking, people. Be still wherever you are while you hear this message. Be still.
Death of this community. I don't know why people can't get their heads out of their ass and realize that all this hate is a reflection of you. You're not hurting.
All this hate is a reflection of you. You're not hurting
Molly. You're not hurting Molly, me. You're not hurting Betty. You're not hurting Dolly. You're not hurting a tragedy pimp. The only person that you're hurting is yourself because you are consumed by hate. And if you're consumed by hate, guess what?
What?
That's a hate, a reflection of yourself.
That's a what?
And
what?
You're not hurting a tragedy pimp.
Right.
The only person that you're hurting is yourself.
Okay.
Because you are consumed by hate. And if you're consumed by hate, guess what? That's a hate, a reflection of yourself.
That's a hate, a reflection of yourself.
And like I said,
what?
If one of us died and your legacy is that you were constantly comparing yourself to us, or you were constantly hating on us, or you valued who you were based on how many numbers you have, that's sad. Honestly, nobody should be basing their value on how many numbers they have. I don't care who they are.
No.
And I see that.
I don't have numbers. I just have a little tiny community that I just like to waffle onto occasionally sometimes. And I just like the interaction with a small group of people. So I'm not doing those things. I'm not hating. Okay. This is a critical, possibly witty in places reaction. Because the way you have used this person's name as your title and encouraged people to come into your stream under the illusion they're going to be learning about and talking about the loss of a community member, and then for you to turn it around and spit it into hate, anger, abusive language, being aggressive, shouting at people in your chat, booting them out of your chat if they have a difference of opinion. At a time like this, you can't take you can't go down an octave in your voice at all. You're ranting, you sound angry, you're bossy, you're being narcissistic, all you care about is yourself. You've turned this whole death into being about you. Alright? You even had to announce people made friendships in your Patreon as though people should pay homage to you for that opportunity. I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck? We have to get to the end of this.
Happening far too much.
I bet.
You know, this whole community has been taken over by drama. This whole community has been taken over by hate. And not even drama.
I love it when she gets on these things. She's like, this whole community has been taken over by drama. This whole community has been taken over by hate. Because I always feel like we're getting like some kind of story from her or something. I'm like, what's she going to tell us now? What?
It's straight up.
Listen.
You know, this whole community has been taken over by drama. This whole community has been taken over by hate. And
next comes the profound sentence that makes all the above make sense.
Drama. It's straight up hate. It's deceiving. It's deceitful. It's lies. Some of us OGs can't even comprehend the lies that we're hearing. It's so mind-blowing.
Some of us OGs can't comprehend some of the lies that we're hearing. Well, elaborate. Which lies? Which lies? I don't know what you're talking about. This is supposed to be about somebody that has just passed away, Laura. Can you do a 360? Or whatever. And get back to where you started. And try again, please. Because there's still people in your side chat waiting for you to talk fondly about the person they've just found out has passed away. It can be quite a shock when you're online and you feel like you know someone and then you find out that they're dead. Alright? It kind of hits you hard. And here you are talking about yourself. Going on and on and on. All about yourself. Reminding them how she was fighting with you and how she trolled you and how she lied. Reminding everybody about how they all met in your Patreon. Remind me what you've shared about the person that's passed away. Or the things that people knew about her. Or the things that she liked doing. Remind me of those sentences that you've spoken in remembrance of this person. Where are they? Where are they? There are none. Zero.
That you don't even know where to begin.
It's all about you.
You just don't even know where to begin.
You just love the sound of your own voice talking about your own self. Yeah, you do. You do.
And how these people don't see it, I don't know.
I don't know how these people don't see it either.
But like I said, every single community has now lost someone. Every single community. If you break up the trauma into 4 different parts, we've all lost someone. So what's it going to take for you guys to change? First, they went after Letitia. Now it's Michelle. What? And then they claim that they're not after numbers. Obviously, you're after numbers because you know that if you don't talk about Michelle, Molly, or Laura, or Betty, or Dolly, you ain't getting fucking numbers. How about people just start doing their own...
Let's just have a basic recap lesson in how YouTube tends to operate for the most part. If you have a popular or controversial character that gets views or is somewhat popular to a certain corner of YouTube, say, often you get small channels that are critical of that controversial or popular YouTuber, and they make videos being critical of that controversial or popular YouTuber. Alright? So if people are being critical and making videos, don't necessarily look at it as though it's a negative or some like egregious act of harassment or some act of stalking, right? It isn't the case. It's just sometimes people do that, alright? And of which you have made your own critical videos to other people over and over again when you have had something to say, which would mean that people are using YouTube the same way that you've used YouTube. All right? So were you being hateful, rage-filled, vindictive, nasty? Were you being those things?
And in streams. Stop worrying about hating on others. Stop worrying about breaking into someone's Discord or breaking into someone's Patreon. Enough is enough.
Jesus Christ.
Subs are done. Any subs worth a fuck are done. If you're getting Molly's leftovers, so be it. But they're going to leave you just as fast as they left Molly. And then you're going to be sitting there like, duh, which way do I go? And I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Right, I love how now the tone has changed. And Laura does this often. Okay, she dials down a tone. And she projects this voice as though she's like, I don't know, Mama Laura, and she's trying to give out now really warm, heartfelt advice that you'd be wise to take. Okay? That's the vibe she's trying to throw off here. Trust me.
But I personally, I'd much rather Molly's leftovers. So be it. But they're going to leave you just as fast as they left Molly. And then you're going to be sitting there like, duh, which way do I go?
Wistful and insightful Laura, everybody.
And I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I personally, I'd much rather rebuild than tear down. And I know Sarah, Rainey, I don't know about Kit Kat, Midwest and Mary.
See, there you go with the slides
But I
again.
personally, I'd much
Kit
rather
Kat.
rebuild than tear down.
Who the fuck in death makes these kinds of slides? Listen.
And I know Sarah, Rainey, I don't know about Kit Kat, Midwest.
I don't know about Kit Kat.
Mary, they all had the same attitude. Rebuild, not break down.
Why do you even have to bring them into that kind of a comparison where they're not here to speak for themselves? They all had that kind of attitude, rebuild. Well, how the fuck do you know? How do you know that some of them weren't about burning this place to the ground and starting again? How do you know? Why do you even need to use them in this kind of comparison, whatever it is you're trying to make? Who the fuck do you think you are? So you're using people's names in death and speaking for them and saying how they would feel and how they would think on these kinds of things in order to what? So that idea of those people is supposed to work its way through the minds of your listeners and somehow what? Change everybody's mind about all the things that they're doing on YouTube. Really?
Of them. Well, some of them. You know, Sarah would fight. Midwest and Mary would fight. Rainey, not so much. But every time you turn around, it's just another fight. Every time you turn around, it's another bash session. Every time you turn around, it's another comparison of why I'm so much better than this one.
Well, what are you doing to change these things? Where's your positive streams and your positive energy and your positive aura that you scatter around this place, Laura? You've just spent this stream using the C word, dragging people in the side chat, kicking them out of the side chat, telling them to fuck off, telling them they don't know what they're talking about, being abusive, being aggressive, being rude, sounding angry. Nowhere have you demonstrated any empathy towards the person that's passed away. I think even your opening sentence didn't cut it. And now you assume yourself to be what? The Oracle?
Every time you turn around, it's just another fight. Every time you turn around, it's another bash session. Every time you turn around, it's another comparison of why I'm so much better than this one. Why I'm so much better than that one. Enough. The other night I seen 3 different creators streaming another creator. Oh, it's nonstop. It's independent thinker. I rarely turn on YouTube anymore. It's nonstop. And I felt like with Rainey now dying, the message needs to be sent. The message needs to get out there. And maybe, just maybe, and maybe this is my insanity, but maybe, just maybe, with another death, just maybe, people will get it. If one person gets what I'm saying, that's all that matters. If one hater gets what I'm saying, that's all I care about. If I can take one hater and be like, you know what?
Laura,
maybe
what
she's right.
are you saying?
Maybe we should.
What are you saying? Stop the hate. You do half of the hating. What was that you were doing when you were going in Queen Bee's chat? Hanging up on the panel just so other people couldn't go up there. You wanted to dominate that chat. What were you talking about in your Discord that it all came out? Fair enough. Everybody has a right to speak privately about whoever and whatever and all that carry on. But you were over there pretending to be sweetness and light and her new best buddy, and the whole time you're talking negatively about her in the Discord. That's the point. You're a hypocrite. So you're saying stop the hate, right? But you're one of the most prolific haters in that community of YouTube. Your first impulsive reaction to anything is hate and abuse. Okay? That's your first impulsive reaction to anything. Hate and anger and rage and aggression and abuse. All negative things. So why don't you aim this advice at yourself instead of everybody else? Okay? And stop looking at everybody else and look at yourself. And stop trying to use death in order to persuade people that they need to change their behaviour. Until you have done that same thing yourself for yourself. All right? Lead by example. Lead by example. It's not do as I say, not as I do, which is ever the narcissistic, usually that narcissistic mother line. Do as I say and not as I do. That's what you sound like. You're telling people to do one thing while you do the other. You'll do the other, but everybody else has to do the other thing, right? Everybody else has to do it the right way according to Laura.
Hating on people. Maybe we should start being nicer to people. If we don't like someone, we won't watch them. That would be so much. I would be happy if one person, one negative, hateful person, changed their attitude.
I don't watch anybody I hate on YouTube, all right? I don't watch anyone I hate, okay? So how do you know a whole load of other people aren't watching people they hate? Some people, it's not about hating them. It's about the obnoxious behaviour, maybe, the outrageous behaviour that people are watching or that they're being critical of. It could be several other things why people are watching. Entertainment value, because sometimes watching somebody doing or reacting in obscene or grandiose ways, it's entertainment. Okay? Not everybody is watching Molly or whatever because they hate her. They're just not.
That would mean something. Sorry, Laura, we are in a rebuilding year. This time next year, your numbers will be double with free-minded people. But that's the thing, Bevel. I'm not so worried about my numbers because people need to realize...
That's exactly what she is worried about, Bad Wolf, okay? That's exactly what she is worried about, her numbers. Her numbers.
That if I cared about numbers that badly, I would be going after Michelle. I would be fighting. I would be putting Alicia in my title. I would be going after, who's the hot topic? Dolly, Betty. There's a million ways to get numbers.
No, probably because your Patreons have rounded you up behind the scenes and said what they will and won't put up with, okay? So you're probably on tight orders to be ignoring those specific people, okay? And because you've said 100 times you don't watch them or that you ignore them, you kind of must have locked yourself into something now where you can't say anything about them. But you just said earlier that you have been watching. You didn't say her name, but you were alluding to, insinuating, kind of, that you was talking about Alicia, saying that she's live 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay, so you're clearly watching people that you don't like. All right?
I don't care, though, because someone said it last night, and they were right. As a matter of fact, I think I remember who it was. Those numbers are temporary. We've all had them. You have to keep up that kind of hate in order to keep up those numbers. I would never want to have that much hate in me.
Not necessarily, all right? And when you were on your Intrepid channel, or when you were doing drama, more on the live Purplexed channel, that was your thing every night. You had to keep finding a new thing to be angry about, which it wasn't difficult for you because you're angry from the time your foot gets out of that bed that climbs back in again at night, okay? So you had plenty of things on the daily, several times a day to go live about screaming and shouting, ranting and raging and saying the most terrible things, abusive things and whatnot, all right?
Think about is hating. There's a million ways to get numbers. I don't care, though, because someone said it last
day we would watch you try and up the ante to keep pulling the same types of numbers. That's what you did.
Right, and they were right. As a matter of fact, I think I remember who it was. Those numbers are temporary. We've all had them. You have to keep up that kind of hate in order to keep up those numbers.
Well,
I would never want to have that much hate in me all I think about is hating on someone else. I just wouldn't. I agree. It gets worse every day. Oh, you mean about having one person, Joseph? I really hope so. In the name of every person. All it takes is one. Just one person. Give me one person that a light bulb goes off. And they say, you know what? This isn't worth the hate.
I'm going to leave Laura now with her light bulb moment, okay, and wrap this up. This was a bit... I just saw it and I knew I needed to react to it. I'm still not well, but I thought if I don't do it today, it's never going to get done. So I've tried to just sit down on my own for an hour quietly while the house is all quiet and peaceful. I hope you found this reaction somewhat amusing or... entertaining in some way. I just think she's disgusting. She has used that person's death literally for nothing more than to what? To do drama. That's it. She didn't talk about that person that passed away or honour her life or talk about meaningful times that person may have shared around the YouTube streets. Like, what did you learn about that stream, about that person that passed away? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. It's just hate, anger, aggression, and Laura being Laura. It's all about Laura. The narcissist always makes death about the narcissist. Absolutely nothing, even death, can ever be about what it's about. It always has to be about the narcissist. And for me, she made this stream a perfect example of that, which is why I chose to react to it, all right? And to show you what it looks like when narcissistic people are doing this, all right? And people might be like how you can't notice the aggression in her voice. There's no tenderness, there's no empathy, there's no sadness, there's no grief there. She is angry, and she can't wait to start expressing that anger when she starts blurting it out, as she starts running away with herself as the stream gets going. That was just appalling. And to do that to her friends, this person's friends that tried to come in the side chat, treat them the way that she did when they've just found out the most, what must be like heartbreaking news. I don't know how close people are to other people, but a lot of people form friendships with those in the side chat, and they speak to them regularly and share their real lives with them. And I know when you're in Patreon groups and things like that, memberships, or in like a membership type Discord, you do get really friendly and close to the people you're in there with. You form bonds of some kind with people, like genuine bonds with the people that you're spending all your time around. And for these people to just be learning that this person's passed away, possibly just hearing it for that first time, and this is how Laura's behaving, like, what was the point? Like, they'll always do stuff, narcissists, that they think healthy people will do. So even like the beginning songs, right, where they use like songs that are about grief or sadness, as though like, this shows I have empathy, and then as though that's enough to demonstrate some care and consideration towards the deceased. Okay, because then she opens the stream, briefly says, you know, this person, Rain, has passed away, and then she's off and away with talking about herself. None of that was what a healthy person would have done at all. Absolutely none of it. It was just, that was just, I think you should take this stream down. Take this stream down. Because it was just disgusting. That person deserves better than what you produced. And I don't even know that person, but they deserve better than what you delivered in this stream. You should be mortified. Mortified. If you had insight of some kind, or you could introspect, you would be mortified at producing something like that. At just finding out the news that somebody's died. Like, died. They've not like fallen off the bike and scuffed their knee. Right? Which is what you'd be more prone to thinking listening to this stream. No, Laura, somebody's died. And you have spent this entire stream talking only of yourself. Making everything about yourself. Absolutely everything. What more is there to say? What more is there to say? Like, can anyone expect any different? Like, I can't even believe I'm shocked, because the fuck up you made with Sarah's, when you couldn't even be bothered to get the spelling of her name right, and the fact that you just thought that was something simple and a non-issue. Like, you're reporting on the passing of somebody that matters in the community, and you don't think the spelling of the name is important. It's important to spell it correct. No, now why would a narcissist think the spelling of anybody else's name is of any importance? The correct spelling. Really? Exactly. So you get what you get, I suppose. This is what you're dealing with. So this is the kind of effort you get. All right? From a non-empathic, remorseless creature like Laura is. All right? I do appreciate you watching if you stuck it out this far. Share a comment below if you like. Be critical, be objective. You don't have to share my thoughts. You're fine to have a different opinion. Just don't be hateful. As always, love lots, and bye for now.